In the world of epic fantasy, some quests are about finding treasure, and some are about winning glory. But today, we're going to dive into a story where the prize is life itself, and the price of failure is total darkness. We're breaking down one single, absolutely crucial quest from the saga of Hatim, where our hero has until sunrise to stop a sacrifice or die trying. Let's get right into it.
So this question really gets right to the heart of it all, doesn't it? You've got powerful, long-forgotten magic, a seriously dark ceremony with an innocent life hanging in the balance, and just one hero, Hatim, standing against it all. I mean, the stakes could not be higher, and believe me, the clock is already ticking.
Okay, so right out of the gate, the mission hits a wall. Hatim's sidekick, Hobo, tries to cast what should be a simple illusion spell, but he completely botches it. See, the words he's trying to remember are from this old childhood incantation, a piece of magic that's tied to his friendship with Jasmine. His attempt just, poof, backfires. It's only when they magically call on Jasmine for help that they get the right words, a phrase that's almost kind of playful, and it works like a charm. It's actually a brilliant piece of storytelling, showing that the most powerful magic isn't always some ancient, complicated thing. Sometimes it's personal.
All right, so with the correct spell finally in their pocket, Hobo whips up the perfect illusion. And this isn't just some simple party trick, it is the key to getting one step ahead of the bad guys. This illusion lets them capture an enemy informant, and that gives them the exact intel they need to get inside the villain's super-guarded palace. First hurdle is cleared. Now they're going on the offensive.
So, for freeing the informant's prisoners, Hatim gets this totally unexpected reward from the grateful townspeople, the Shakti Ras. And let me tell you, this is not just some run-of-the-mill health potion. This thing is a legendary elixir, a total trump card that's said to grant unbelievable strength to whoever drinks it.
So what does immense power actually mean in this world? Well, according to the legend, a single drop of this potion gives the drinker the strength of 10 elephants. Yeah, 10. Just wrap your head around that for a second. This tiny little vial is now a massive game-changing advantage. It's a huge ace up their sleeve. But, as we're about to find out, a power like that is a card you have to play at the perfect moment.
Of course, their good luck doesn't last long. The main villain, this guy Pasha, unleashes a legion of demons on them in this brutal ambush. Our heroes are completely outmatched, and it forces Hatim to make an impossible choice. He has to use this incredibly powerful, one-of-a-kind magical weapon to just incinerate the demons. But the weapon itself is destroyed in the process. When his friends ask him why he'd sacrifice it, his answer tells you everything you need to know about him. Your lives are more valuable to me. He will always choose his friends over power, every single time.
And all of this leads us to the main event, Pasha's dark ritual. This is the real heart of the conflict. His plan is to sacrifice a magical child during a solar eclipse to steal its power for himself. And this isn't just, being evil for the sake of it. The ceremony is tied to a cosmic event which turns the whole thing into a terrifying, high-stakes race against the clock.
Now, this is where Hatim's strategy is just absolutely brilliant. He gets that the eclipse is both the source of Pasha's power and his greatest weakness. So, he goes in disguise as a priest, but he doesn't just charge in swords blazing, no. He cleverly stalls the ceremony, just deliberately wasting precious minutes because he knows every second he buys pushes Pasha closer to the end of the eclipse. Eventually, his cover is blown and the final fight kicks off, but not before he's turned the clock into his #1 weapon.
And if you had any doubt about the stakes, here they are straight from the villain's mouth. Pasha himself reveals his critical weakness. He has to finish the sacrifice before the sun comes back, or the sunlight will literally kill him. This desperation, this fear, that's exactly what Hatim is counting on.
And the final battle is just pure chaos and heroism. Hobo finally drinks the Shakti Ras. Boom, he becomes an unstoppable force with the power of 10 elephants, clearing a path. Meanwhile, Hatim is fighting through waves of soldiers to get to Pasha, who blasts him out of the palace with dark magic. But Hatim doesn't fall. He somehow clings to the wall, climbs back up, and tackles Pasha at the exact second the eclipse ends. He holds the villain in those first rays of sunlight, and it just completely obliterates him. It's a perfect, down-to-the-wire victory.
And just like that, it's over. The ultimate evil is destroyed by the light. The innocent child is safe. Against all odds, our heroes pulled it off. It is a moment of just pure, unfiltered triumph.
But then, right after the battle, things get mystical. 7 wizards just appear out of nowhere, and they revealed that this entire quest was part of a much bigger trial for Hatim. His selfless actions were the living, breathing answer to his second great question, a proverb that basically means, do good and cast it into the river. Or, in other words, do good without expecting anything in return. And since he passed the test, they give him his third question, a new riddle for his journey. As you sow, so shall you reap.
But this story is not over, not by a long shot. Just as our heroes start to celebrate their win and this new sense of purpose, the whole tone shifts dramatically. Because in this world, it seems like every single triumph comes with an equally heavy price.
With everyone's attention on the wizards and the rescued child, nobody sees Pasha's second-in-command crawl out of the shadows. In one last, desperate act of revenge, he lunges at a distracted Hatim from behind, going for the kill.
In this one single, heart-stopping moment, their ally Nasra shoves Hatim out of the way, taking the sword that was meant for him. And as she's dying, her final words aren't about anger, they're not about revenge, they're about making sure her kingdom has a peaceful future. She makes Hatim promise that he'll make her brother the rightful heir. It's an act of just pure self-sacrifice.
As she passes away, a single tear from her eye magically transforms into a shimmering pearl. She gives it to Hatim, a final memento of her sacrifice and a mysterious token that she says might one day be of use to him. And with that, the victory is sealed, but it comes at a truly devastating personal cost.
So, where does that leave us? Hatim won the battle, he answered a cosmic question, but he lost a dear friend in the process. And now he's facing a new riddle. As you sow, so shall you reap. How does a hero even begin to deal with a victory that feels so much like a loss? And how is this awful sacrifice going to shape his search for the next answer? Well, that is the question that's going to drive his journey forward.